Shalom everyone. I'm making another video now, and I want to entitle this video Palace of Accusation, and I'll explain soon why I entitled it Palace of Accusation. Think about a palace for a moment. A palace is you have a house, you have a villa. A villa is a broad house with large rooms, and smaller than a house is an apartment or a cabin. And so you have cabin or apartment, studio, then you have house, then you have a villa, then you have a mansion. And a palace, it is the upgraded version of a mansion. A mansion can have about 20 rooms, especially if it is a large farmhouse at a roll site. But a palace can easily have like 50 rooms or 102 rooms. Why? Because let me tell you what the idea behind a palace is. The whole idea behind a palace is to secure the ruling class. Because to understand this, you will need to return to the ancient times. You did not have Wi-Fi connection like we have today. So communication was quite slowly often. There were certain people that did have electronic communication, but it was quite secret. The majority of people, also the majority of the ruling classes in ancient times, also in medieval times, they were dependent upon slow communication. So what they would do was, they would build these palaces. They would plant gardens, canals, channels. They would dig channels for water supply. And basically a palace is a small village. It's a small private village basically. And the whole royal family or imperial family would live there together with some slaves and some concubines. And their life would be secure over there. And in order to enter a palace, you needed to be initiated. Nobody could just go to a palace and knock on the door, because you could be captured or even killed. So that's the whole idea behind a palace. The military had a similar idea, but they called it castles, from the Latin castellum. Those are fortresses, just like palaces, but not for residents like where people live, but for the military that is stationed over there. So why am I making a video called Palace of Accusation? I want you to think about this for a moment. This world is a palace of accusation. Just think about it. Most in life, because we're all alive now, if you can't agree with that, you need help, okay? But in life, you will have agreements. You will have to deal with other people. Why? You need water supply for your house. You can't do it on your own. So there are people managing the water supplies. You have to deal with them. You have to go to the supermarket, or you need to go somewhere to get your food. So you have exchange. So humans are obliged to have social interaction with each other and to form relationships. Now, most relationships in the world are not on an equal basis, which means there's always someone that has an advantage over someone else, and the one with advantage often is using that advantage to the disadvantage of the other. So, well, please forgive me, I'm going to just stand here, wait till the bikers have passed. Alright, but You understand what I'm saying? So not all relationships are equal. And just wait 30 seconds.
Ain't a picture.
Selfie.
So, but in those unequal relationships, there's often abuse and neglect. And we generate all kinds of social codes and all kinds of social stigmas to protect those abusive relationships. You see? And we decorate it. We decorate those relationships. We give them titles. We give them honors. We give them all of that just to hide the stinking smell of, just to hide the ugliness of the abuse that's going on. Hold on. But it doesn't matter if how many titles you give it, how much you decorate it. Ugliness is still ugliness. Evil is still evil. But see, there are two ways how people beautify the world. That is by making rituals. Rituals are designed to reenact a past event that often never took place. And by creating taboos. And taboos are protected by scapegoating. And scapegoating happens all the time in the world. Only in these times they do not practice scapegoating so openly anymore, for example, by a whole village coming together and lynching someone. They do it much more sophisticated through the legal system, but it's still scapegoating. However, it doesn't matter how much you beautify it, it's still evil. And that's why in coming videos I'll be talking about some of those worldly agreements we all tend to agree as natural. Also Christians agree that they're natural, but they're not natural. You see? And didn't the Most High tell us to be different from the world? Then why are many believers still fighting to preserve the rituals and taboos of the world? It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up at all. Yet many churches have a policy of silence when it comes to worldly taboos and when it comes to rituals. Or better, many churches participate in many rituals. This is something that needs to be addressed, folks. Now, what does this have to do with accusation? Because every ritual has some accusation behind it. The ritual is designed and the ritual is performed to appease the anger and the wrath of those attending the ceremony, those who attend the ritual. You see? It's all about appeasing accusation to maintain the peace while there is no peace. Well, my next video will be up soon, and meanwhile, reject accusation. If people start accusing you, just reject it. You don't have to be polite. Just reject it. Okay? This being said, you all, enjoy your day. I'm going to a birthday tonight that begins on the Sabbath. So, as an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, I greet you. Shalom.